You are tuned in to What Up Baltimore online radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed on this channel are of the host and not of Lady J Media. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Up Baltimore TV. And if you really don't want to miss any of the shows, hit that notification bell and you'll get a message every time we come on. Now, we got it from here, so sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Hey, everybody, it's Dr. LadyJ. Tonight is a really special night. I got Monty on. Now, you all are used to seeing Monty come on Thursdays, but because we have the talk show coming up this coming Saturday, my week is completely booked. I just finished doing the show. My body is saying lay down, but I got to do this. I got to do this show. Then I'm going to lay down. But Monty was kind enough to call in tonight, and then we have Desmond. Desmond was on here before, so tonight we're going to be talking about behind and beyond the wall, because if any of you missed it before, Desmond used to be incarcerated as well. I'm so impressed with everything that he's doing, and that's why I wanted him to come on tonight, because I know he would also be an inspiration to Monty. So Desmond, welcome back to the show.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? How y'all doing? And thank you, Lady J, for having me. Always.
You are so welcome. And Monty, welcome back. And Monty, really, Desmond, this is the thing. Like, it's Monty's show for real, right? Because when Monty comes out, Monty's going to have his show. So we just practicing right now. So I'm just, I'm co-hosting. I'm on the screen because he's not here. So for those of you who know, you know how this works. But if you're new, let me tell you how it works. Monty, like I said, is incarcerated. So you will not see his face on the screen. You'll hear his voice. Thank you to his fiance for, she's facilitating this call so we can talk to him. But you can call in if you want to talk to either of these brothers. The number is 443-297-4753, or you can write something in the chat. So feel free. Again, another thing, you'll hear something like you have 60 seconds. That just means that he's going to call us back. So he may go out and he'll have to call us back. So that's for everybody that's new. But I think for the most part, everybody knows how this works. So we just keep talking until he comes back. So Monty, you there?
Yes, I'm here. My bad. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. Listen, it's okay. It's fine. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I wanted to... Desmond, I want to start off with you because I want you to tell us about yourself, and please tell us what you are doing. Like I'm so and guys, Desmond is well, no, I shouldn't say that. Just go ahead. I ain't gonna say too much. Y'all just go ahead. You go ahead, Desmond, and tell us what you want to tell us.
Thank you. For everybody who's out there, peace. I hope everybody's doing well out there. My name is Desmond Hanif Perry. I'm a formerly incarcerated individual. I'm originally from the Prince George's County area, DC area, but I came out here to Baltimore because I had so much love for Baltimore. And at the same time, when I was released, real talk, I was released to a transitional program in Baltimore City. And my family's out here, so that made it easy for me to come out here and make that transition as well. But I was in prison, just like Monty, for 20 years. I went in when I was 18 years old. I came out at the age of 39. It was... to say the least, it was a heck of an experience to go in prison so young and to come out as an adult and navigating now this new life and trying to make this transition in society. But with God's help and his mercy and his grace on me and all the support that I've had from every individual in my life, I was able to come out and make that transition smooth. My family was there. They were intricate, parts in that. And that's stuff that I like to talk about. But I'm also the co-founder of an organization called Rectify. We are a clinical case management reentry program, which focuses on trauma-informed peer support. We believe that, peer support is the greatest intervention that we can provide our returning citizens or formerly incarcerated men and women. It's for, to allow them to have someone who actually experienced the same thing that they went through, and to help them make that smooth transition and keep them on the right path when they get out. We believe that that is like, you know, an intricate part, along with the mental health, and connecting our returning citizens to therapists, connecting our returning citizens to get the services that they need. Real wraparound services is what Rectify is all about: housing, employment, education, and pretty much anything else that is needed to help that person make that transition. I'm also a peer recovery specialist, forensic peer recovery specialist. I split my time between Rectify, working for the Office of the Public Defender. So I work with OPD in Maryland, and we do great work there, helping individuals get out of incarceration. I work with the defense team to put together mitigating defense to get an individual out of incarceration and into treatment, particularly drug treatment, to help individuals with their substance use disorders that they may have had that cause them to, you know, get locked up, or to, you know, have some touch with the law or the justice system. And again, it's great work. I love it. I'm passionate about it. I feel so good when I get to go in the courtroom and advocate for another man or woman, but to advocate for them, you know, in front of a judge, and talk about my lived experience, and talk about the lived experience of the other peer recovery specialists that I work with, and use those amazing stories to show that judge that, you know, this individual will be better off in treatment rather than jail. So that, you know, I'm really proud about that work. I love that work. We do great work there with the peer unit at the Public Defender's Office. And I'm a student as well. I've been studying now counseling, moving towards a social work degree. And I've been doing all of that now since I came home back in May of last year. So I've been working, advocating also in Annapolis for bills that are of benefit towards incarcerated individuals and those who are out, and just trying to make change that way with inside of DPSCS. Not coming out as a vengeful inmate or anything like that, someone who, you know, has a chip on their shoulder and just wants to take down the system, but no, really trying to bring solutions, being a problem solver, bringing, you know, intelligent solutions, and talking to them about how we can make our incarceration system better in the state of Maryland. I'm, again, very passionate about that. And I try to speak to as many officials as I possibly can, for them to be able to come to understand that, you know, we do change. And I know Monty, you know, he knows that firsthand, going in prison as a young man, coming from the backgrounds that we come from. If given the opportunity with the right supports, and the dedication of ourselves, we can change. And so, as you know, Lady J, can I plug this in? But on August the 3rd, next week, next Thursday, we're doing a reentry simulation. My organization is hosting that reentry simulation. It's going to be at the Hohen and Co. building in East Biddle, in Baltimore City, 21 East Biddle Street, 2101 East Biddle Street. And we're going to do a reentry simulation where we're going to allow people from the public to come in and actually, for that 2-hour time frame, get a chance to go through a simulation that will allow them to see what it's like for an individual when they get out of prison, the various things that they have to go through. And we're hoping that this right here will be an eye opener, you know, to many people, and also bring about empathy, which will hopefully bring about action and change. We're going to have returning citizens there who are going to be volunteers, and we're also going to have them lend their voice to everybody to talk about their experience, what it was like, and how we can make our reentry system better. You know, Lady J, I'm a strong advocate for this, and that is that we got to have voices of lived experience a part of the conversation. You know, too often, you know, I'm in a room and I'm the only one in that room who actually was incarcerated, and we're talking about reentry. People that have never been through it, you know, making policies or decisions, or, you know, talking about the livelihood of how an individual should be treated when they get out of incarceration or come home from incarceration. And it's, you know, tough sometimes to be that only one in there, that only voice. But I take it on, you know, and I push through every time. And I try to do it, you know, taking the same energy and love and passion for all the brothers that I left behind. You know, every time I go into those rooms, taking them with me. You know.
this is what I wanted to say to you, because every time you said last year, right? You said
Yeah,
last year.
yeah, I've been home for 1 year.
I'm blown away. Every time I hear you say you've been home for 1 year, and I'm listening to all of the stuff that you have accomplished in 1 year, and it's people sitting out here for years that ain't done nothing, you know. But just shout out to you. Like I'm amazed. You will always have my support. I'm amazed at what you've done in 1 year, and I know because of the passion that you have, it's only going to become bigger and better and greater. So I wanted to just give you a shout out for that. That's why I had to have you back on, because I keep thinking you've been out for a long time. How have you? What, and I'm gonna get Monty in here, but I just want to know, like, after spending all of that time in prison and then coming out, what's the drive that keeps pushing you to do all of this stuff? That's a lot of stuff, and you still had to get used to being back into what is now like a new world.
Yeah, yeah. I'll say the push and the drive, it's nuance. It's more than one thing, but the main thing for me was my remorse. So everybody knows about Chris Wilson's book, my man. You know what I'm saying? Chris Wilson, he wrote the book. You know what I'm saying? And the master plan. And a lot of brothers have read that book in prison. I remember when the book first came out, I consumed it. Immediately. I was one of the guys, like, he talked about in the book that was a part of clubs where we just read books, all day. I have a good friend of mine. Hopefully he'll be out soon, God willing. His name is Daniel Carter L. He was a juvenile lifer. And we're fighting, man, hopefully to get him out of here, advocating for him. But me and him used to consume books together. We would read books and talk to each other about books that we read. And I used to enjoy that. But I brought Chris up because he said something in the book that stuck with me. And I felt like he spoke, to me, at that time. He was speaking for me. Like he was able to articulate my heart, at that time in words when he talked about remorse. And he said that, remorse, and this is just paraphrasing, I'm not quoting directly from the book, but he said remorse is not feeling bad about something, feeling bad about what you did, but remorse is acknowledging that you've done something irrevocable. And then you wake up every day pushing to try to make it right. You wake up every day with that on your mind and your heart that, man, I'm going to do everything I can, to make up for it the best way I possibly can. So for me, coming from the streets, coming from that background where I was raised by a single mother, coming from the background where my parents, unfortunately, both of them were, addicts. My father died when I was 1, so I didn't have that man in my house. I didn't have that person. I had my older brother. I had the dudes in the streets, my big homies. Coming from that background, coming from the background of experiencing street violence, being shot at, being robbed, being kidnapped, held for ransom, all of this type of stuff, because of the lifestyle that I was living at the young age, between the ages of 12 and 18 when I got locked up. That was what slowed me down. But going through all of that, the PTSD, the various issues that I suffered of trauma, and also the substance use, these are the things that I take with me now when I'm out here pushing, because I really lived it. I really lived it. And every day I'm trying to make up for it to the best of my ability. My brother used to say this all the time. My brother, he also, unfortunately, he had to go through the prison system as well. But he would always say this as a reminder to me, that he would say, brother, I don't regret the time that I spent in prison, because it made me the man who I am today. He said, I regret what I did to have to go to prison. I think about what I did, the harm that I caused in my community and my family, the ripple effects of my actions and what they did and what I caused. I regret those things. And and now he's pushing the same way, trying to make it right. And that's why I'm at. That's what pushes me. That's what motivates me the most. Is having strong remorse for the mother, in my case, whose son was taken away from her. That's the reality. I live with that every day. I have to live with that every day, that I was involved in something that caused another young man to lose his life. And so, those are the things that I push with and I use, You know, every day is my motivation. And then, you know, other things, like I said, it's nuance, my faith, you know, my religion. I'm Muslim, Lady J. I'm a Muslim, and I'm a Sunni Muslim. And, you know, there's a beautiful verse in the Quran that says, and this verse, you know, is so deep, it needs to be unpacked. I can't do it right now, but this is what it says. It says, to take the life of one human being is like taking the life of all mankind. You know, so when you think about stuff like that, like, you know, these are the things that fuel me and push me, you know, to want to get out here and again, make up for it, you know, make up for it. So, you know, again, for me, it's nuance. And then just the passion of experiencing what, you know, I know my brother's going through, you know, that's in prison right now. I know Monty going through the same thing, is that the prison system is not designed. It's not, you know, the way that it's built. That machine is not built to produce good citizens. It's not built to produce good people. It's built to oppress. It's built to, you know, tame individuals like animals, to treat them like cargo. It's built in a particular type of way. And every man who's in prison that's locked up right now is experiencing that. You know, literally, they're being warehoused. That's it. There's no rehabilitation in there. You know what I'm saying? Very, very little. And what a person does have, like what I had when I was in there, were the other inmates around me, the other individuals around me, that we utilize each other to build each other up. You know, we focused on the fact that we came in young, so we wanted to grow up as men. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah, brother. I see you. You know, we came in there as you know, young men, so our whole thing was evolution and growth. We was like, man, we're not gonna be running around here 40, 50 years older. We're gonna be here with life sentences. I had a life sentence, life plus 15 years. And you know, the men that we were around, they were like, man, look, we're not gonna run around here and just behave like children. No, we're gonna grow to the best of our ability and become men. And you know, that's what we did. I mean, so those are the things that fuel me, knowing the system and what's actually going on in there. The lives that are being lost negligently every day, you know, the medical system and how it's set up, you know, unfortunately, all of these things that are happening inside of it. That's why we went on Annapolis the last time you had me on, was because you saw me at Annapolis. We went to Annapolis about the ombudsman bill, you know, to have some oversight DOC in Maryland's Division of Corrections, even though we know they don't want that, because, you know, again, it will expose some things they don't want to be exposed. But I'm saying, hey, okay, you know, let's get to the root of the problem. I don't want, you know, I don't want to harm anybody. I don't want anybody to lose their job and their livelihood and all of those things like that. It's okay, let's come to a middle ground. We can make it better. Let me in, you know, let my organization in, let some other men, let us come in there and train, let us come in there and teach, let us come in there and support and get people ready for reentry. You know, let us come in there and bring education in there. You know, let other organizations. You got so many organizations that would love to come in the Maryland system right now and help in any way. You know, let us come in and do the work. You know, give us the opportunity. So, again, with that passion, Lady J is what caused me to start the program that I started in DPSCS before I left. That was something I'm very proud about because it's still going. It was the certified peer recovery specialist program that's going on right now, DPSCS.
Wow.
You know, so in Jeff Correctional Institution.
My bad. Sorry to interject.
Go ahead, bro.
Monty, what you say?
No, sorry to interject. That's currently going on up here in this institution that I'm currently in right now as we speak. Peer recovery, right?
Yeah. So it all started in ECI, Monty. So if you didn't know, it started a long time ago in ECI, and then it went to the women's, and then they scrapped the program, right? And we revived the program in Jessup at JCI in 2021. At that time, you know, it was COVID time, so they had 58 deaths. Now, if anybody knows about anything, you know what I'm saying, right now concerning the prison system, there was a federal prison that was closed down because it had about 5 deaths. It had 5 negligent deaths, you know, however the individuals died. And they shut that whole prison down. JCI 2021 from January to April had 58 men died.
Ooh.
Right?
Wow.
58. You know what I'm saying? And so we got that number from the 50s down to 6. It was in the high 50s. We got it down to 6. And it was a mixture of medical negligence. It was a mixture of medical negligence, suicide, homicide, and overdose and drug overdose. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to change, you know, so we got together, 40 of us, along with a great social worker, who's now my partner out here, who's now my co-founder and, you know, my business partner. And we're moving, trying to get it done out here the same way we got it done in there. You know, putting the pieces together and bringing the solutions and showing how, you know, trauma-informed care, how it works, how peer intervention works, how much it benefits. But we started in it and we got it done. And you know, so that program now is has been expanded to 8 other institutions, which we're really proud about. And again, you know what I'm saying, I you know, I'm happy to be working with the Department of Labor to a certain extent right now, still with that program, you know, assisting and giving advice. I'm happy to hopefully become a member of the incarceration, what's called the what is it called? It's called the Maryland Council for Education, Incarceration Education, or something like that. So I'm happy just invited me to be a part of that council. I'm happy to be a part of that council, be another voice, you know, of lived experience to talk about, you know, the importance of education inside and what we can do. And bring about some solutions to get our education system better inside of prison. So, you know, these are the things that we're working on. But that peer program was great. It was a great program, and it was so great that they took the model and expanded it to 8 other prisons.
Wow. Wow.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. That's big. That's big, especially for something to continue on when you're no longer, you know, in that same space that you're currently was operating out of, right? And everything you said, man, everything you said is so true. Everything you said. For me, what done it for me was when I seen, this was years ago, right? And what you said about Chris Wilson. When I seen a mother on TV crying, I'm talking about crying her eyes out because she had just lost her son in gun violence. And I said, wow, you know, that's the same pain and hurt that I've caused another mother somewhere out here in this world, right? And that was my starting point to do programs inside these walls. You know, to elevate myself. That was my turning point, you know, because I didn't want to become what was around me, you know, and I'm still disgusted as to right now what's around me, what I got to deal with. But, you know, I kind of take a different approach when it comes to that. And I kind of level off with the brother Desmond. Was saying, like, you know, as we grow, we're going to grow into men. You know, we don't want to just be in here because you see when you grow, you know, you see the results, you see the change, you see the peace, you see the knowledge, you see all these different things, you know, come about in your life, and all these doors and opportunities open up for you when you do these things, instead of sitting in here and then, you know, you become someone's grandfather who is, you know, got their pants hanging off, you know, just using profanity on a regular. And, you know, it's many different things that one can do, you know, spending time in here. So I definitely level off with you, Desmond, man. Whatever it was that kind of triggered you, man, to kind of be proactive ahead, especially with, you know, with that letter on your back. You know, you had life plus, what you say, 15, I believe?
Yeah, life plus 15.
Bro, that's, listen, to wake up every day in this place, man, and to stay sane, and to keep your mental healthy, and to keep your spirit rich, you know, and now look at you, brother, I commend you for that, man, especially after spending so much time in this place, 20 years, you know, 20 years ahead, waking up every day not knowing if you're going to ever see the streets again. You know, that's huge. And I think a lot of people, you know, kind of take that for granted. Like, yeah, you know, they in there, got this much time. And, you know, when you in here, it's like, it can consume you if you allow it. But then you got people such as yourself and such as I, like, man, listen, I don't care how much time they gave me, you know, I'm getting up out of here. You know, and it just so happened ways that you see that moment, that opportunity, and now you on the streets and you still moving and you still fighting because it became a part of who you was. You know, so man, listen, I love what you're doing. You know, I commend you. And I would love to, you know, kind of work some things in there to try to help, you know, get started other programs up here where I'm at. for however long that I'm gonna be here, to lessen the violence in this place, because it's bad, man. It's bad, and I think you know that from being up here, when you was next door at North Branch, it's guys that's killing they cell buddies now, they talking about the whole mass movement. You know what I'm saying? So
it's no doubt about it. It's a real thing, man. Empathy, right? And that's the word. You know what I'm saying? That's the word right there, brother. Empathy. When I started to look at every man that I was around, well, first let me say this. Let me go back. Let me backtrack. I first started to educate myself, right? So if there's anything that I could advise you to do while you're in there, if you have the desire to be a part of a program such as that certified peer recovery specialist program, learn about trauma, take some courses in psychology, take some courses in social psychology, take some courses in counseling. When I did those things helped me to gain an understanding about the brothers who were around me that took me outside of the mindset of looking at somebody like they were just zapping out and doing something crazy. I learned what maladaptive behavior was, and the reason why an individual can become maladaptive. I learned about trauma and the effects of trauma and the effects it has on your brain. I learned about the chemicals that are being let off at the time when a person is afraid in that fight or flight moment. How many times we're always in that mode when you're in prison? Everybody, quote unquote, on their toes. When the door opened up, you know what I'm saying? What you doing? You standing at the door. You off the bunk. You know what I'm saying? Feet on the floor. That's what you taught. That's what I was taught for 20 years. Right. The door opened up, feet on the floor. So that's trauma, brother. That right there is trauma. That's stress. You're constantly in a fight or flight mode. That's stress. Everybody in prison is going through that. On top of the various childhood adverse experiences that they went through as children before they even got there. So the thing is that you're dealing with men and women, but you're dealing with men in the prisons that we're in who already went through stuff. Then you put them in that environment. That environment has a whole culture of its own. And depending upon where you go, depends upon how the culture is going to be. And you know what I'm saying? Then you have the officers. Then you have, the staff members. Then you have the isolation. You have the what they call sensory disruption, where you're not being able to have any contact with anybody. You don't have any physical intimacy, no contact no more. All of those things are removed from you. So in other words, like I told Lady J last time I was here, this is a pertinent point, man. When we're in prison, our humanity is literally being stripped from us as men in the American prison system. They are stripping you of your humanity. They're taking away those core components of you as a human being and transforming you into something else. So when you get in there, you know what I'm saying? You have to educate yourself and get to a level where you can rise above it. You gain empathy, you gain understanding, you gain wisdom, and you start to look at every brother around you, not from the eye of contempt when they do something. You look at them with the eye like a doctor. You look at them with the eye of sympathy, like, brother, let me help you get out of the situation you in.
This is what I want to say, y'all. I just want to cut in for a minute in this conversation. But for those of you who and I am going to read the comments because Monty can't see the comments. But for those of you who are new, I see some new people in here. Hey, Gemini. Gemini is new. Monty is incarcerated. We don't say where they are, but he's incarcerated. Desmond was incarcerated, and Desmond's only been out for a year. So y'all, all the stuff that you hear Desmond saying, I'm just sitting here like amazed at everything that he's doing, the way that he's talking and his passion and everything. So I'm going to go through the comments real quick, Desmond and Monty, just so we can, I like to keep everybody engaged in the conversation. So I want to, this is Black Puma, and he says it's not all we're dealing with COs who only have a high school diploma, so-called watching us as if it's daycare. Wow. So I'm assuming Black Puma was incarcerated as well. And he said, like, I can't make it up. It's no structure or leadership in the prison system. He said, it's hard for them to allow us to come into the system to help reach and teach a different mindset. Black Puma, just send me a note. let me know how long you were incarcerated. He said it's to the point the kids can't even read that's coming in. Now that's sad. That's really sad. That's very sad. And then he said, let alone tell the time, let alone tell the time with grown man time, if that's a politically earned correct statement. And then we have Jay Watson on here. He says, free Monty, love you, fam, keep your head up. That's Jay Watson, Monty.
Oh man, thanks, Jay.
Then we have Tay. Hey, nephew. Tay has been out, I think, for a year. Tavon Gross. He's been out, I think, for a year, but he is doing amazing things. Like he came out running and saying what he wanted to get done, and he's doing it. And he's saying hello to you, Monty. We have Black Puma said, look at bro. Still remember my words. Love you, Monty. Do you know him, Monty? Black Puma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know Black Puma. We actually was together on a chair for some years down there in Patuxent.
Got you. Okay. And then we have Gemini said, I'm watching, sis. Incredible story. Wow. And we have Yvette Williams. She said, educating yourself behind those walls is definitely a key. So Monty, I'm gonna let you go ahead and talk to Desmond. You have any questions for him? Comments?
Yeah. So just just for the record, what made you okay, like before you said, okay, I want to grow and I'm gonna become a man or something, right? What triggered that, man? Because coming in at 18 years old and you being exposed to this environment, your average 18-year-old is not going to be like, it's not going to have that approach. So what really triggered you, man, to really dig deep and to really, to accomplish all these things amongst all this chaos, especially with a letter on your back, man?
Yeah, so in the recovery community, when you go to any substance use treatment or anything like that, you're always going to hear, similar kind of like lingo and talk, right? And so I'll use this one because I think this one really hits home, in explaining what I'm about to explain to you, and that is hitting rock bottom. So in the recovery community, they say, they ask the person, what was your most recent rock bottom? What was your lowest point, right, in your life? And use that to pull yourself up and say, man, look, I don't want to be there. That was my lowest point, man. I ain't trying to go back there. Remember that, So for me, my lowest point was when the judge said life. When I was in sentencing, and three things happened, all three of them simultaneously blew. I mean, it blew a hole in my chest, man. It's like I can't explain it, but this is what happened. The mother of the victim in my case, the young man who passed away in my case, she stood before me. And because of the fact that I had just got found guilty and the judge had just sentenced me and gave me my time, I couldn't speak. My lawyer told me, don't say anything to her. We're going on appeal. We're going to appeal the case. Don't say anything. And whatever you say, don't admit any type of guilt. And I'm like, I can't say anything to her. I can't say I'm sorry. I can't say I apologize. I can't say I empathize. I can't say, whatever. I can't say anything to console this mother right now. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Like, I'm 18, like, damn, I can't say nothing. And literally, I couldn't say anything. And she stood there before me and she kept asking me why. And she cried. And then she had her younger son read a letter. And then her other sibling, her sister, read a letter. And they cried and talked about, what the effect of losing her son caused her. That blew me right there, right? That's the first thing. Then my mother stood up. And my mother cried and pled for my life and begged for my life. And the judge not to give me life and just basically lock me up and throw away the key. And that right there crushed me, to have to see my mother kind of like feel like it was her fault that I was standing there in that situation. She felt so ashamed. And she was so messed up, like she failed as a mother. And I know my mother didn't fail as a mother. She struggled with substance use, yes, but she was the best mother a person can have. She loved me unconditionally.
That's right.
You know, straight up to the day she died. And she got clean and became Muslim before she died. You know, may Allah have mercy on her soul. I'm so happy about that. But she died when I was in prison in 2020. I never got a chance to come out and allow her to see the man that I am today. And that is another thing that pushes me and fuels me. But to see those two mothers in that courtroom, one of them going through the grief of losing a son who she could never see again, and the other one going through the grief of losing a son whom she may be able to come visit, but the presence is gone. And then feeling like it was her fault for me to be gone. So those things right there were the things that bust me, man. Before I even got sent to prison, I was in a detention center for about another week and a half before they sent me to the Maryland House of Corrections Annex. Back then, that's what it was called. You know, where all the life was at, where the cut was at, the Maryland House Corrections Annex. Before I got sent there, I had time to sit and reflect on that. And that right there is what motivated me. When I got in the Maryland House Corrections Annex, I was all the way in like, man, I'm done. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? My whole thing, and I'm gonna tell you this, Monty, too, though. Real talk. When I got in there, naturally, I'm like, all right, if somebody try me, you know what I'm saying? If somebody, you know, step out there wrong or whatever like that, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I didn't come in there with anger. I didn't come in there with a chip on my shoulder. I didn't come in there like I was trying to prove something. I didn't come in there like I'm gonna make a name for myself in the joint. I didn't come in there like, you know what I'm saying, on some movie Hollywood type stuff. I didn't come in there like that. I came in there with the mindset of, man, I'm gonna be at peace to the best of my ability and work on trying to get out of here and focus on myself because I'm done with the life. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I really was able to see the effects of it. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, so it's going to take a lot for a person to get me out there, but I came in like that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I came in. You know, it took me some time to get there, but that's how I came in. And that's how I started. So I always, you know, when I used to talk, I used to do a lot of mentoring when I was in that Monty. And one of the things I would do, man, in the mentor programs or with the younger Muslims in the youth committee and all that stuff like that, you know, the 20-year-olds when they came in, 18, 19, brothers, I would grab them up and I would try to talk to them and reason with them and just try to, you know, hopefully reach them in that same capacity of how I was reached, but from a different way. And trying to show them that, look, man, you know, you don't got to come in here and throw your life away a second time. You know what I'm saying, man? You done got put, you know what I mean? You all the way in now, Slim. You got life lit. Don't come in here and throw your life away a second time. Do something with it now, man. And it's something you can do with it. And so I would get guys to focus on that. You know, the same way that, you know what I'm saying, I would try to motivate them towards bettering themselves and giving them hope at the same time that I was, you know, trying to give myself hope, but giving them hope at the same time that, look, man, we're going to get out of here one day, man. We just got to keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? We got to stay focused, get in that law library, dig into your case. There's no perfect case. Dig into your case, dig into your situation. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know what I mean? I looked at all the routes. You know, when I came in with all the lifers, man. So I had a lot of older heads that kind of like, you know, groomed me as well, man, when it came to the law and how to look at my case. So I didn't look at it from one perspective of I'm just going to get out through the courts. I looked at parole. I looked at modification. I looked at executive clemency, brother. When I first got in there, I had a brother pull me up. He said, Hanif, I want to tell you something, Hanif. He said, you know, it's more than one way to get out of prison. He said, you ever heard of executive clemency? He took and opened up a book for me in the library. At that time, I could barely read or write. I came in prison read on the 6th grade level. I could barely read or write. He pulled out a law book to me. It was like reading Chinese. I was like, what the heck is this? You know what I'm saying? He like, nah, brother, there's a such thing called executive clemency. You know how you can get executive clemency? As a lifer, I said, how? He said, you got to show the governor that you're worth more to society than you are in prison. I said, okay, I can do that.
Wow. Desmond, I got to ask you this. When you know, because you don't look like somebody, you know how people say you don't look like what you've been through, right? So you don't even look like somebody that's been incarcerated. That you said you did 19 years?
20 years.
20 years.
Hold up. What does that look like?
What you mean? Like, you know, listen, let me tell you something. So and you know, not to I don't want to make anybody feel bad, but I've been doing this a long time. And some people have gone into prison and they look like they've been there. That's what I'm saying. You know, they just had a really rough time. When I see brothers like you, Tay, Darren that was just on, I'm just like, you know, I think what I'm trying to say is that your attitude, like, is so positive. You're so upbeat, you know, and your spirit, like, you just have this spirit. I don't know if anybody has ever told you this, but you have a spirit that just comes through the screen, you know. And I wonder sometimes how you all can do all of that time and come out and still be so positive, you know, because I don't know what it's like being inside, but I hear all the descriptors of, you know, what it's like and certain things you have to go through. But when I look at you all and you come out and you're so positive about it, and it just, I'm amazed, because I'm just like, how do you go through that struggle and come out and be so positive? And even I was sick last week, Monty, and he was inspiring me. Like, he was texting me, you know, last week, and just being so inspirational. Where does that come from?
That's right.
Oh man, you know, when I think about that, I just think of gratitude, Lady J. You know what I'm saying? I'm just grateful for what I've been blessed with. You know, I'm grateful, and I think anybody that has, you know, gone through and came through the experiences that Monty's going through and I went through and so many other men have went through, you come out with this strong sense of gratitude, you know, and it's humbling, because you can really see, like, man, it was something higher, you know. I mean, again, you know, for me, it was Allah, you know, for others, it may have been some other, you know, entity or deity. It may have been, you know, Christ. It could have been anything, but I have friends that are Christian, you know, and we talk about this. But I definitely know, man, when we come to the, you know, that understanding, man, there's definitely a God, man. There's definitely a God. There's a creator. There's a higher power. There was something else moving in my life. You know, there was something else that was protecting me that I had no knowledge about. That was, you know, taking me through the whole process. And then when I got out of it, it just made me so grateful. So now I walk out here like, this is nothing. You know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm just happy. I'm happy to be here and be in the world and a part of the world, you know, and understanding now, like, you know, oh man, the world is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So much to the world, you know, so much to experience, and so much to be a part of. And one of the greatest things that a person can ever do is help someone else out. You know, there's just such a feeling that comes by way of that, you know, of gratitude, and, you know, of, you know, it just warms you, man, to help somebody else out and see that person benefit from that. So I mean, you know, but for me, it's just that. It's just gratitude, Lady J. I'm just so grateful to have been brought out of that experience. And at the same time, it's bittersweet, because, you know, these are the things that I'm working with, or will be working with, you know, once we finish with our funding and get fully funded. If anybody who's watching right now, if you would like to help us at Rectify, you know, surely we would love, you know, your assistance and your donations, and anybody to, you know, assist us in that way. We would love the assistance and the help. But, you know, one of the things that I know that's real is, you know, survivor's guilt. You know what I'm saying? Out of prison, it was bittersweet for me, because I got so many brothers that's still in there that I love, and I would love to see them out. And I know that these men changed their life. Like, we're talking about, so for example, Governor Westmore, right? Our governor right now, good man. I give him his props for what he's been doing. I like the way that he's been proceeding. I like the fact of the matter that he actually got the public together to talk about public safety. I was on that those Zoom calls 3 times, and they were wonderful calls. It was only me and one other individual who was formerly incarcerated on those calls to be a voice for people who were incarcerated. So it was great. But here's the thing. The individual he wrote his book about, the other Westmore, I was in prison with West, the other Westmore. He's still in prison right now in Jessup Correctional Institution, right? He's still in prison. This young man, this individual was locked up on a charge for felony murder, for a crime that he was not the principal cause of the person losing their life or anything like that. And he can't get out of prison. And I know this brother. This is my brother. This is my Muslim brother. This is my brother in faith. This is my friend. This individual is a change complete 100%, 360, whatever you want to call it, man. And if he come out here again, he's going to do great things. And there's so many other men in there that I know that's just like that. That if they get a chance to come out here, they're going to be just like that, grateful, do great things, come back in the community and try to help in the best way they possibly can. You know, and so, you know, when you have individuals like that, you know, who are still in, it's bittersweet for me because I feel like sometimes like, dang, why me? You know, my brothers.
But you actually get to be a strong voice for those brothers. And I did a story on him. I actually interviewed his family and did a big story on him because I didn't know a lot about him. I had heard about it, but yeah, it was big. It was kind of good, kind of bad because, you know, some people got mad at me for doing this story, but you know, the truth is the truth. So, but yeah, shout out to him, and I hope that he's able to come home soon. And so the other question I wanted to ask you, because I want you to talk to Monty about this, and when I have you guys on, the reason I ask certain questions is because I'm asking you in hopes that Monty, and we're looking forward to Monty coming home soon, so he can have an idea of some of the things to look forward to or what it feels like. So with you being home and you going in at 18, coming out last year, do you feel like it's a part of your manhood that you have to kind of catch up with? Because I was talking to one brother and it's like, you know, he was saying sometimes depending on certain situations, it's like you kind of revert back to that younger guy, because when you came in, you know, you were 18 and there's a lot of stuff that you missed in between. So do you feel like you're catching up in some ways?
So here's the real talk, Lady J. And this is the reason why, again, Rectify, we're trying to do what we do as far as trauma-informed care, real wraparound services, because of the fact of the matter that there is a such thing as arrested development, right? I went in when I was 18. There are certain elements and aspect of my transition that I'm still making that are challenging at times. I don't want to say difficult. They're challenging because I'm aware of it. So it first starts off with that. It first starts off with you seeing a therapist or seeing someone and also doing some research on your own and kind of becoming to understand what those challenges are going to be for you coming out back into society. Right. But if you can't do that yourself, then you're going to need somebody to help you. So you do that, right? You get that help and assistance. And that person, I strongly encourage any man coming out, go to therapy. No doubt about it. Go get you a therapist. Go to therapist. Unpack that stuff that you've been holding in for all those years and all the stuff that you was holding before you got locked up. And then come to an understanding of where you're at now as a person and how you need to proceed in getting your life back in order, you know, out here. So yes, real talk is it's a challenge because arrested development. So there are elements of my now being home that I have to catch myself and say, "Hold, okay, this is what's going on right now. This is the emotion that you're feeling. This is the thought that you're having. This is what that is. Let's acknowledge that comes from a long time ago. That comes from when that's the 16-year-old you right now, that voice that just popped in your head. That's the 17-year-old you right now, that thought of how you would proceed in doing this. Pause, right? Pause, take a moment. And then sometimes I may have to go speak to some of my older mentors or my trusted advisors and say, hey, look, I had this thought today. This is what I was going through. I had this experience. I stopped because I was going to proceed like this. Man, help me understand how I should proceed in this situation now. That takes a lot to do that, right? That takes a lot. And so these are the things that I want to work with men coming home from prison, is to help break down some of those things and say, hey, brother, get this help, get this support. Don't just think you got to do it on your own, because it is a challenge. It's no doubt about it. If you went in young and you came out old, it's going to be some challenging situations that you're going to have in order to, you know, basically get yourself back into a mode of thinking and living like a free person. That's one. Then at the same time, thinking and living like the age that you are currently, right? Being in that mode. Understanding that, you know, it's irresponsible to do certain things at I'm a 40-year-old man now. I'm not 18 anymore, so I have to remind myself that I can't be irresponsible like that. I have to go to work tomorrow morning. I can't stay up all night. I can't go out here and party, tonight. I can't go do this. I can't go do that. I have responsibilities I have to take care of,
Mm-hmm.
And so, these are the things that, again, as an individual who's did long-term incarceration, have good friends who did long-term incarceration, hearing their experiences and their challenges when they got out, understanding what mine are, and acknowledging those and seeking help along the way, not being afraid to seek help. We know that in the Black community, in the African American community, that therapy is shunned. We know it's a thing that, our people, we just push it aside. We say that's for white people, or we say that's for somebody else. I don't need to go deal with that. We were taught to keep things secret in our households. We were taught to keep the pain, the shame, and the hurt and everything else secret, bottled up. But that's not how it should be. And those are some of the things that cause us to fall into the things that we fall into. And
Wow.
so that's what I did.
Let me ask you this: are you able to come back on next Monday night?
Sure, I can make that happen.
I want to do a part 2 because next Monday night, because I got so many thoughts running through my mind right now, and I'm like, we can't, I don't want to keep everybody on here all night, but if you could come back next Monday, I would love it. I'm going to have a gentleman on here, and Monty, you too, next Monday. Okay. But I have a gentleman. His wife called me today, and he has been incarcerated for I think 20 or 21 years. But and they found out that he was not the one who committed the crime. That's been proven. The officer has been arrested who set him up, but he's still behind bars. So his wife was asking if I could bring him on next Monday. And I really want you to talk to him, because I know he has to be going through it because he's been saying all these years, he's innocent. And it just came out, I think it was about 2 years ago when they declared that he is innocent and he didn't commit the crime. So now it's just been fighting to release him and allow him to come back home.
Right.
So yeah, so I'm gonna read these comments real quick, and wow, this has been amazing. Monty, Black Puma said we used to talk to guests like this down in Patuxent when they used to come in. He said that's what you all used to do, and
absolutely.
We have Mr. All or Nothing. He said, shout out to Monty Fleming that put me on with this dope conversation. Oh, thank you, Mr. All or Nothing. And he said, shout out Lady J, always putting in the work. Yeah, that's why Lady J, when I'm getting ready to cut this so I can go lay down. Because Lady J been on all day long, like all day.
We appreciate you. We love you.
So he says, please, Monty, he said his name is a Kiwi. I hope I'm saying it right. A-K-E. Yeah. He said, please let Monty know a Kiwi is here.
Okay, my man, shout out to Kiwi. Hope up, brother, hope up.
Yeah, and then he said, he's talking to you, Desmond. He said, teach my brother. This is my little nephew, Lamich. He said, amen, my brother. Then we got Black Puma. He said, I heard the same thing when I just came. Oh, I think he was making a comment about what I said. And he was also saying it depends on the lifestyle, how you look when you come out. Black Puma said it's so much negative that you have to ask yourself, why not let me be the one to make a change and stand out in here against all the odds? Oh, wow, that's powerful. That's powerful. And he said, I can say Patuxent the only benefit with Patuxent was the therapy sessions. Now, as the brother Hanif just brought that subject up. So they had therapy at Patuxent. Okay. And a Kiwi says, I agree, bro. Unfortunately, the therapy programs they have there now have taken a turn for the worse. Wow. Patuxent is not the same anymore. I was there from 2013 to 2016. Wow. And then a Kiwi says, he's talking about your story, Desmond. He said, that's an amazing story. Your story is amazing. He said, Lady J, you came to my event in 2020 at Park Heights. Oh, yes. I do know who you are. Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay, it's coming back. Yeah, I do remember you. Yep, I remember. Okay, so Black Puma. Here's the thing. He said y'all should have me on. Black Puma. Let me tell you, this Monday night and Thursday night is all dedicated to people. I do this whole thing about the criminal justice system on Monday and Thursday nights. You are more than welcome to come on, be on the screen, or if you want to call in, it's up to you. That number on the screen is where you can reach me. I do pick up. I do text back. That's the number that you can reach me on, and we can set something up. If you want to come on, I like to have this platform because I don't feel like there's a lot of platforms out there for you all to go and just talk about your story and talk to each other. And like, you know, having Desmond on here tonight to be able to encourage Monty, who's still inside, but yet he knows what Monty is going through. So I love this. And definitely, please hit me up. The number's 443-297-4753, and I will get you on. Now, before I turn it back over to Monty, these two brothers, I'm going to let them close out. I'm going to just say my little piece. This coming Saturday, everybody, at the Downtown Cultural Arts Center, we're going to be doing a pilot taping for a talk show. They're trying to bring a talk show to Baltimore, and they have asked me to be the host. And I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful because there's a lot of other people they could have asked. So, you know, y'all know I'm going to be there and I'm going to be dressed and we're going to have fun at this talk show. I'm not telling you who's on the lineup because I want you to be surprised when you get there. But it's going to be fun. You know, the audience will get a chance to participate. Even though Monty can't be there, for the brothers that I've been talking to on the phone, it's going to be like they're there because we're going to make sure that we definitely give them a shout out. So, and Desmond is going to be there. So if anybody wants to meet him, shake his hand, you'll definitely be able to do that. It's going to be some other people there. It's going to be fun. So the doors open at 7:00. You can come in around that time. You can network, talk. We're going to have some vendors there. And then we're going to ask you to sit your behinds down, okay, at 8:15. Because y'all know how y'all get. Y'all know how you get. You want to still talk, and we telling you we got to start the show, all right? So I already have people that's going to be there. There's some soldiers. They're going to be there. And when we ask you to sit down at 8:15 and be quiet, no more eating, no more drinking, because listen, Desmond and Monty, you know for real how we get. That's why I told them we cannot have any food at this event because they'll be sitting there eating and drinking, and you know, so it's not that kind of party. We're actually trying to get somebody to pick this show up. So we want to be on our best behavior, y'all. But seriously, we're going to have fun. Make sure you get there, get your seats. The tickets are free, and I was really shocked because I take nothing serious. Like I was just telling the lady on the other show, it's all fun for me. But I was really excited when I saw how many tickets have gone out already, y'all. So we're going to be hitting that 300 mark of people wanting to come out to see the talk show. I'm shocked. So make sure you get your tickets. They're free. They're on Eventbrite. Basically, we're doing a head count because because of the capacity limit in the room. But if you go on Eventbrite, you can put in talk show Dr. LadyJ. It'll pull it up. Get as many tickets as you want to come out to the show. Saturday night, July 29th. All right. Okay, we'll get that for you. Saturday night, July 29th. Make sure you are in the room. This is going to be epic, y'all. So that's all I'm going to say. Y'all can come. Some people going to be late. Some people going to wait till all the tickets gone. Don't call me. Don't call me because I can't help you. So make sure you get your stuff now. It's going to be fun, though. So Desmond, somebody is saying, Mr. All or Nothing, he said, can you give your IG?
Absolutely. So you can check me out. My IG is Rectify, RECTIFY_MD. So that's my IG. And you can also find us on Facebook under the same. And yeah, follow us definitely, man. So you'll see on my IG, you'll see this flyer on there. This is our flyer for the upcoming event, Unlocking Freedom. Experience life after release in our reentry simulation that we're holding on August the 3rd at the A. Hohen & Co. building on 2101 East Biddle Street, East Baltimore, Baltimore City. That's where it's going to be at. For many people who may know this building, it used to be an old printing press, and they turned it into a co-working space. You have living classrooms there. You have Morgan Cares, which is connected to Morgan University. They're there. With space, and you also have the ABC Construction and HVAC there. So we're going to be there August the 3rd from 4 to 7. We did have a ticket donation link up. If you go to the flyer, you'll see this QR code at the bottom right there, and you can click it and donate if you would like. But we're just asking everybody to come. We have capacity for 100. We're going to be taking names and everything like that at the door, giving out a little sticker. But basically, what we're going to do is on that day, we're going to have as many people as we come in go through a re-entry simulation so that they can see what it's like for an individual when they get out of incarceration and the things they have to go through, the deadlines they have to have those things in. All of my men who on here today who've been incarcerated, you know what that's like. Getting out, only having the $50 that they give you in cash, or knowing that all you have is the clothes that they've given you that's on your back and what's in your bag. Knowing that, if you don't have support, where you're going to get transportation, who's going to come pick you up from the jail? Then you have to see your parole and probation officer. You got to report within 48 hours. Sometimes you got, all types of restrictions. So we're going to take everybody through a simulation. We're so happy and proud about the work that we've done. We're going to share some of the work that we've done real quick, Lady J, if I can. We are a co-living facility that we're building. We're starting the fundraising now. We're going to announce how you can help us during this fundraise. We're trying to build a building off the corner of East North Avenue and Greenmount, right on the corner in the Greenmount neighborhood. We're going to have a 10 to 15 unit co-living space for individuals returning home from incarceration. It's going to be the Rectify co-living center. We're going to have in it a coffee shop and cafe at the bottom. And our first coffee shop that we're going to announce is going to be open at the East Biddle location. So you'll be able to experience a little bit of us coming off there as well. So we're going to be fundraising for that and other upcoming programs and events that we're going to be doing as well to help people that's getting out. We are again, nonprofit service. So 100% of the proceeds go towards the programs that we do. So everything that we're doing, it goes right back to the men that we serve. I literally get phone calls every day from individuals, and we serve them sometime, without a dime. We don't have them pay anything. Their families don't have to pay anything, and we take everybody. So that's another thing too. You can call at any time and, reach us like that. If anybody who wants to take this down, our email is info@rectifymd.org, and our website is www.rectifymd.org. You can also go in there and look us up and see what we're doing on our website as well. But we're the new guys on the block. It's okay. We understand that. There's a lot of other organizations out there that's doing good work right now. I saw you had a No Struggle, No Success on here last time. They're doing good work. And I appreciate the work that they're doing. You got the Time organization. They're doing good work. In fact, I'm doing an interview with them. We just did an interview with them with WBAL 11, and we're doing a documentary next weekend about my story and another brother's story from the Time organization and how we went through there. But there's organizations that are doing good work. But the thing that separates Rectify apart from them is that we're focused on the trauma-informed peer support. We're focused on the clinical aspect. We're focused on getting down to the root of the problem. And we're focused on serving individuals in a real wraparound way to provide those things that they need. And I just encourage everybody to come out if you can. Like I said, we got capacity for 100. If you can make it, come out. It's going to be a great experience. We're going to have some good food there too, Lady J. So we are going to have food.
That's good, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be there, though. I'm definitely going to be there. This is his program, that event that he's talking about. So I have this up on the screen. You guys make sure you come out and support what they're doing. I think it's great, and it's something that we really need to, wrap our arms around and really come out and support everything that they're doing, because we know you all are really making a difference. And I just want to say I appreciate everything that you're doing. I really do. So Unlocking Freedom, Thursday, August 3rd, 4 to 7 p.m. Come on out, everybody. Come on out. Make sure you support. Come on. When you leave work, don't go home. Don't go home. Just come straight over here and get there between 4 and 7. Because if you go home, you're not going to come back out. So just go straight over there at 4 o'clock, and it'll be over 7, and then you can go home and rest. All right. So it was something else I wanted to say about that. It'll come back to me. So Monty, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Yeah, Desmond, I appreciate you, Lady J. Thank you so much for everybody who commented, who followed this entire time. It's been some powerful messages. Some very strong energy that's been shared here tonight. I look forward to these shows because it gives me aspiration. It gives me hope. It gives me a level of focusness to allow me to tell myself, like, hey man, you doing what's right. You doing what you're doing for a reason. It's something bigger outside of you that that the Creator is prepping you for, right? So man, listen, I appreciate y'all brothers, y'all sisters tuning in. Thank you, my baby, fiance. I love you, Kay. Thank you for always being here with me. And to Desmond, bro, we gotta link up, man. We gotta link up, man. We gotta link up. I appreciate you. I love the work that you're doing out there. And like I say, you only been home a year, and you, man, and you pitching over there, man. Like you got a whole repertoire over there, man. Like, so I'm very impressed, man. And it let me know, like, whenever, as soon as you touch down, you can link up with other people that just came from environments and situations such as, as you did, when you was looked at as nothing. You know what I'm saying? So now to become something and to really get the ball rolling and moving out there, man, that says it all. That says it all, man. So I thank y'all. I thank y'all so much.
And thank you, Monty. Now, Monty, remember this, because this is what, I don't know if you remember this, when we first talked, and you were saying, you would like to do a podcast and everything. We are just training, okay? So as soon as you come home, I move to the side. This is your show. I'm off the screen. So, we just training right now, but it's your show, And I want to do that for you, because me sitting on this chair right now, somebody gave me a chance that did not know me at all, didn't know me from Adam, but they saw me doing a Facebook Live and was like, you're good. And they took a chance on me. And I've only come, I just started in 2019, but, I've come this far because of one person. And that lady believed in me. And she lives all the way in Phoenix, Arizona. I met her while I was on vacation in Vegas. And so sometimes when you see the light, and I'm saying this to everybody, when you see somebody who's shining, I don't care if they're incarcerated or not, and you know that you can do something to help them, make sure that you pass that blessing on, because you cannot be blessed, like John Hansborough says, that comes on my station, you cannot be blessed if you don't bless somebody else. And so, it's wonderful to grow and to do great things, but as you're growing and doing great things, make sure that you bless other people. So Monty, I'm definitely going to bless you when you come out. You, Marco, what's his name? Joseph, Sean, I'm gonna bless y'all when y'all come out. I'm telling you, I'm gonna bless you when you come out. So, we want to keep doing these shows until one by one they're coming out. A few weeks ago, I had a gentleman on. He went in at 28. He came out at 71. Amazing brother. I don't know if you know him, Desmond. His name is they call him Turtle, but his name is James Wells.
Yeah, Turtle Wells. Yeah.
He was on my show.
One of my brothers, good brother.
Yes, very good brother. Very good brother. So he's
a writer, he's a composer, all of them.
Yes, amazing. I got to get him back on, Monty, so he can talk to you as well. But it's so many good brothers, and I want to say this before we close, because some people might say, you don't have women on there. I do have women on here. Women don't reach out as much. But the reason why I stay so focused on our Black men is because I have a son. My son is 27. And I know the struggles that, even though he's an educated Black man, never been in trouble, but because of the way that he looks, dark skin, tattoos, got dreadlocks, he gets profiled.
That's right.
And so my thing is to always put Black men on the screen, however I can do it, if I can show up and support or whatever, to change that narrative. That, you know, I said on the last show that I was on that what we see is all Black men are bad. That's what we see. It's basically what we see, whether it's in movies, videos, especially the news and the media. What we see is our Black men being dragged off to jail, to court, killing somebody. And I said, there has to be some good Black men on the planet somewhere, you know. So what I try to do on this platform, people that come on my platform to do shows, the hosts that do shows, they know they are not allowed to say anything negative about Black men. We don't do that over here. Or Black women. We don't do that over here. We support and we uplift. And these types of programs, everybody that's watching and listening, that's what these programs are about, to show you that not all of our men come out, commit a crime, and go back in, because that's what we hear. And so when they see a Desmond, when they see a Monty, when they see a Turtle, and they know that these brothers have been incarcerated, the first thing you do is clutch your purse. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to be brutally honest, okay? Well, I'm always brutally honest. But people always tell me, Lady J, not all people, but a lot of people, Lady J, be careful with them people. Be careful with those guys. They slick. They were in prison. You don't know what they're going to do. And sometimes I really get pissed off, but the chaplain in me starts reaching out like, don't say anything, you know, just keep your mouth closed. Because y'all got to stop believing the hype. You got to stop. And not everybody, and I've been doing this for a long time. The majority of the people men that I have worked with, talked to, counseled, been in and out of court with, gone to see them in prison, detention centers, the majority of them, let me see, I'm trying to think. It's probably only 2 people that went back. I would say 98% of the men are out here being productive citizens, got families. Some of them got more than I got, you know, but they're out here being productive. And I just want to say that, and I'm going to keep saying it every single week, because we have to stop putting certain things out into the atmosphere. This brother that's on the screen has just showed you what a person can do in 1 year of being out. We got a brother on the phone, and you all have heard Monty over and over again, who's doing work on the inside. We have Sean, who actually has behind the wall mentors on the inside.
Sean Garner, my man.
Yes.
Shout out to Sean.
Yes, on the inside. Sean is in there working, and then he has Beyond the Wall. They're out here working. He got them out here working. I've had them on the show. Bakari Atiba, I've had him on here. Yep. We got Marco.
We'll do a school giveaway every year from inside. Exactly. He organized from inside prison.
Yes.
Inside of prison, this man's been organizing that school backpack giveaway every year for at least 10 years now.
Yes. And by the way, everybody, one is coming up. I think it's next week. I'm going to give y'all the date because I'll be there for it. And y'all better show up now. So that's next week, I think. And then we have Marco. Marco is inside. Marco is inside, and Marco is inside for a crime that he didn't commit. But Marco is in there writing books, motivating people. Like, it's so many great men and women, and you said it earlier, who are on the inside. And so we got to support. This may not be your thing. I tell people this is my passion. I don't try to put my passion on you, but this is my thing. This is my thing, and this is what I love to do. And so I have to I'm trying to say it real nice, y'all, on the screen, so I don't have to blast you when you keep saying those things to me when I'm out. I'm grown. I know how to be careful. I know how to watch my back and all of that stuff. But one thing I've never had to do, and I'll be honest with you, I ain't never had to watch my back around none of these brothers. None of them. None of them. And some of them been at my house, and it's just been us here. Never had to watch my back. And so you got to be careful how you put stuff out into the atmosphere. I just wanted to say that because I'm trying to do better with my mouth at cutting people up. But sometimes y'all just be getting to me. So, and shout out to my manager, because what a lot of you don't know, that my manager, that I decided to say, you know what, you can manage me. I think he's been out now for, I want to say almost 3 years. And he in prison had decided, Desmond and Monty, that he wanted to start his own management company, and he wanted to do different things. And we were talking, and I was like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna be one of your clients because I believe in him and I trust him. That brother is the reason I am doing a talk show this coming Saturday, and I'm gonna give him a huge shout out. That brother has pulled so many people around to pay for stuff, to do this, to do that. That brother, the one that people will talk about and say, don't trust these people. But had it not been for him, there would be no talk show this coming Saturday. And we were together all day today. He's putting his all into this and gathering people around. And the other lady, Selena, some of you know her, we both decided we're going to just go under you. We trust you, right? He has Selena's movies on Tubi right now. So, I mean, these men are doing great things. And when I say that I got you, Monty, I got you. And just like I'm doing with my manager, Kemp is going to be my manager for life. I could become rich and famous. But like I told him, if I become rich and famous, you do too. Because I believed in what he was doing. And this is the brother that's out here that's now running his own entertainment company. And he's only been out for less than 4 years. So it's possible, everybody, for men and women to come out and do great things. And I try to bring that before you every single week. So next week, we will have Desmond come back. We're going to have, what's the man's name? His name is Duryea Green. Duryea Green. We're going to have him come on next week. He's the one that's sitting in prison for a crime he didn't commit. That's been proven that he didn't commit it. And then we'll have Monty come back as well. I'm going to see if I can get Marco on here too, because Marco is going through the same. Do you know Marco?
I don't think so. I might gotta see a picture. I might got to see a picture of him.
Marco Lomax.
Lomax.
Marco Lomax.
I'm on a team with a Lomax.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm on a team with a guy named last name Lomax. They real. It's a lot of them guys.
Okay. Yeah, Marco Lomax, I forget. Well, I don't want to say what he's at anyway, but anyway. But yeah, I've interviewed him, and his family will be representing him in full force at this at our show on Saturday. So yeah, I'll see if I can get him on, because I would love to have him on so you all can talk. I'm gonna sit back next week and just, Desmond, I think next week I'm gonna hand you the microphone and just let you talk next week. Because you don't need me on here. You don't need me at all. So I'm just let you go ahead and talk next week. I'll let y'all talk. I'll set it up, and I'll make sure everybody's on, and y'all can just talk. But thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. I will see you on Saturday. Monty, listen, brother, we're gonna shout you out on Saturday, even though you can't be there. We're gonna shout you out on Saturday.
Okay, thank you so much, lady. I appreciate it.
No problem, most definitely. Any last words before we go, Monty?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm looking forward to it. So, am I seeing you on Thursday?
No, actually, this coming Thursday, I'm booked like for the rest of the week. They have me going around doing interviews at radio stations and stuff. So that's why I said I've been busy all day today, and I didn't want to cancel these shows. So I'm doing shows up until Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, I won't be doing any shows.
It's happening. Okay. It's happening, Lady J. It's going down.
Yeah, y'all, listen.
It's going down.
I got to get my hair done. I got to get my nails done. Y'all, I need one day where I don't work. One day.
Going down. I love it.
Yeah, just one day. So I'm taking one day. Right, Friday is my day. Don't call me, y'all. Friday, it's gonna be all about me Friday. So I'm gonna be doing me. But yeah, Monty. So definitely we'll be back on Monday though. Next Monday, it'll be at 8:00 instead of 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 8:00 on Monday. All right, everybody. Have a great night. Have a good night, Desmond. I'll see you on. But you know what? If you have any questions or anything before Saturday, give me a call. Okay.
I just want to say I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this movement. I'm just so, I just feel so grateful and so blessed. And I just want to say shout out to everybody that has helped me and support me. My wonderful women that I work with every day in the peer unit. They're so amazing. One of them's on here. My supervisor watching me right now on my IG live. And I love her to death, man. She's amazing as well. And then all the brothers, you know what I'm saying? All the brothers that know me, that I know, to all my good friends, you know what I'm saying, that tuned in and checked in, and whoever else, man, just know that, man, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. And definitely, man, every day I push with motivation that came from your spirit. So, thank you.
Absolutely. And I want you to know, Desmond, this platform is, like I tell y'all, all of you, is your platform. Whenever you need to come on, just call me, text me, and we'll make it happen. Okay?
That's what's up.
I own the station, so I can do whatever I want. So, whenever you need it, just let me know. And also, y'all, before we go, don't forget to donate to this particular program, because your donations help me to reach these guys, because a lot of them are on that GTL. And, we talk back and forth on there. Sometimes they're going through stuff and I'm talking to them. So make sure you donate. You can hit the Cash App at $LadyJFlava. All right, y'all. I am out of here because I'm tired. Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. See y'all. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Just wanted to let you know that the host of this show appreciates the time that you've spent with them. Now, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel so you can keep up with everything that we're doing. And most of all, thank you for tuning in to What Up Baltimore online radio, where the people have the power.